Virginia area code. No, but whenever I get my number, if you're in a store or something, what's your number? If I start with 7, they're going to enter 716. They can't help themselves. So I have to tell, don't do 716. Yeah, yeah.
Hey.
There you go.
Okay. Because we messed it up. So, at night, using with boat jars, with the certain, the bumpers on the boat jar, really flat marks, I just had some, English sticks put around them to solve that problem. Yeah. Yeah. As they say, there's many ways to skin a cat.
Hello.
Turns out that when you drop the pointy end on your foot, it hurts.
We got a whole bunch of those.
The pointy end didn't go between your toes? Not quite.
Not quite?
No.
That's not good.
This is 98% end of Sunday.
So only one camera.
Yes.
That's all I plan on doing.
Between dust Yeah, we use Portuguese. I was there rock racing because I was going to buy
Right.
half the cars are driving instead of wheels.
He has a small shop. He mainly sells them. I don't know if I trust that.
I'm not sure that I would. I've never tried turning it on before.
Wasn't sure it turned on.
Curious. I'm good. How you doing?
As in, the one, last one or? Who was that? Russell?
Right.
Got all the cabinets in, four pieces that I like, give it on the
You're serious, or it's on your sister's line?
No. On both ends of the island.
It's a design choice, though.
No.
He was gonna,
It's the only thing I'm waiting on.
Oh, you don't have countertop yet, I take it.
Yeah, but I got one pop up and one in. I can't do that.
Which could be a while.
I'm that close to being trucks like.
Man, I wish I was that close.
Oh, you mean you're not done?
No.
Oh, I didn't know you had a cheat sheet here.
Just make sure it's working.
Yeah, excellent.
The last guy that came in, they said this to lucky. I'm sure it's right for I'm giving you one. This might be the really good one. This one's separate, okay?
Oh.
Really good.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah, the normal is 25.
Do you want to donate the magazine?
Yeah.
Two sets of the wheels.
No, anybody who wants.
yeah, I put everything in the library and list back there, right there. I take care of all that stuff. Yeah, and that's what I do with the library.
Okay. So you just bring that plate to the.
You?
When the last-
It's shown an open spot.
I have not been looking at the sign up recently.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay.
I assumed we were settled. So what's the date that you were?
Like the 22nd.
Oh, yeah, so,
Because what I did was I went in and there was,
it's cold.
so there I am there, but there was an open spot
Oh, it's good.
on the 15th. So
What a gentleman.
I signed up
Such a good
here.
host.
So I don't know if somebody else made a change in there before.
Okay. All right, so let me, I just got this printout today. Sorry, I'm the 16th. Yeah, there you are. So you're in there.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
in there, but this is
Yeah,
different, so.
this is manual. This is
Oh.
old fashioned, right? This is because I can't look at that and know where I'm looking at.
Yeah,
This one I can know what I'm looking at. But it does mean that I have to update this or I'm in trouble. So
yeah, because on that Saturday, see the 22nd, when I took myself out, it was
Yeah.
showing only 2 people left there, so anyways,
okay.
I was gonna give you one of the tickets back, but then I figured, well, I can just,
Well, I'm glad that you put in for something, but now let me see if I'm in trouble on the 22nd.
I did this one, I did it 3 days ago, 4 days ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I just asked for this
now says
22nd,
scholarships fund.
22nd. We have a demonstrator, and then we have Stalins, Larson. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
So we have 3 people, and I'm going to list that as needing a person.
Yeah.
Uh, okay.
Well, I looked at this and I knew
Yeah,
what I had
yeah.
done, so I wanted to.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, that's nice though.
Okay.
And then mine, well, maybe we should have done
Shit.
Yeah. All right. Well,
And what's,
tis what it is.
what is the?
Oh, I did just. He can't do the States, so now I'm short a person.
Oh, on sales?
Yeah. on sales. Yeah, I think I know what's going to happen, but you know.
The burden of being in charge.
Yeah, it is.
That's why I want to be in charge of them. Nothing.
Uh-huh. Well, enjoy it if you can get away with it.
I learned my lesson the hard way.
You did?
Oh yeah.
I find it very difficult to sit on my hands and wait for somebody else.
I do too, but you learn.
My brothers all figured that out very early
Yeah.
on.
Left it up to you.
Oh yeah. He'll do it.
Well, at least they missed your foot.
Yeah. You know, it's a bugger when you're not in your own place. Nothing is where it
It's
usually
supposed to be.
Charlie, who's in charge of college sport, said you can get away with it, not have a fence as long as it was from the top of the pool to around its foot. But I don't wanna, I don't have a chance to. They really got to me, because all pools.
How's the house coming?
It's not. I'm still where I was 2 months ago.
Like, yes.
My stress level is through the roof.
I would imagine.
Yeah. I have $30,000 worth of windows in Lenco right now.
You got what?
$30,000 worth of windows in Lenco.
Yeah?
He hasn't asked me to take them just yet, which is good. I've avoided that topic when I've talked to him a couple times since they came in. But he didn't say anything, so I let it lie. I've got $10,000 worth of roof trusses coming in 3 weeks.
Well, what's the slowdown?
Waiting for the framer. A framer at this point. Now that I have a date on the trusses, I'm going to try and push them a little bit and see if I can get a commitment. If not, I've got someone already teed up that will get me in if need be. Well, I'd rather have I trust the second guy, but I'd rather have the first guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I trust the second guy a lot. But
It must belong to somebody.
anonymous.
My son's a lawyer, my son freaks out about it, can't stop.
We might be able to. Can't, I mean, as much as you try to protect yourself. There you go. Everybody's happy, everybody's swimming, everybody's happy. Oh, you got lucky on that one.
Come on. I'm a star basketball player. Can you tell? I was a star basketball player in high school, you know?
But I was putting up insulated, then I started to get OSB, the line between OSB and outside and doors open, so it was.
We're gonna get started.
It's 7:02. You're late there, Hefe.
What?
You're late, Hefe.
Time to get started. Our president is not here tonight. He's taking care of his wife. She has a little problem with her eye, so she had some surgery and we had to take her back to the doctor, so we'll go from there. Do we have any new members or visitors here tonight? I don't see any. Everybody kind of looks like they've been around the block once or twice this year. No, I guess not. Okay. Pete, we're going to move wherever you are. We're going to move right into officer reports.
He's right in front of you.
Oh, go.
You go?
Go for
All
it.
right. So our beginning balance was $3,682.68. We had $295.53 come in. Our cash out was a lot this year, or this month. It was $1,179.53. 64 of that went toward the pizza party, but we got a lot of that back and then some.
So you made money on it?
We did.
Good. We should have them every
So,
month then.
We paid for 2 months. I think it was at least 2 months of storage unit. That was $430.39. We get that money back after the fair.
From,
Make-A-Wish. And then
can you explain how that's going to work?
I don't know exactly. That's something that Bob worked out with them, I believe.
I think the way it's working out is that they're gonna pay for our storage for all the stuff that, because we don't have a place, you know, we can't
Correct.
put it.
Correct.
So that money's gonna come out of the proceeds
From the fair.
from
Yeah,
the
and
fair.
there is a clause in the contract that we have with Make-A-Wish. They are amenable to us deducting expenses, whatever and they leave it to a pretty wide interpretation as to what that means. Historically, we have not charged any expenses to Make-A-Wish, but because there's a significant expense in storing during the months leading up to the fair, we will be charging that against the cash that comes in.
So I do know, and I don't remember the exact number. We can lock into the storage facility for 2 years, and that's I know it's a little over $2,000, but I don't remember the exact number. So if we do that, we're good for 2 years. And I think that's what Bob's intention is.
Yeah, yeah,
But I'm not 100%
I got you.
sure.
I got you. But that makes sense to do it that way.
Right,
Yeah.
because that guarantees your rate won't go up during that 2-year period. And then after 2 years, you're back to ground zero.
And if Make-A-Wish is paying it, that's fine.
Right. So our other big expense was, or another big expense was $275 to file for our non-for-profit.
Right.
I went to our federal government, the IRS. And then we had $131.81 in building materials for the cart. For
The cart.
the cart for the lathe.
Can you explain that to the rest of the guys?
So,
Or just tell them what you
so what Bob and I actually built this. It's we got, as the club knows, we got a new Powermatic 1420 lathe in, and we built the cart out of 3/4 inch plywood and some other pieces of wood that Bob had. It's a flip top cart, so when we're transporting it, the lathe is actually down inside the cabinet. It's on wheels like what you'd put on a workbench. You push them down to move the cart around. On the bottom of the cart, there's 4 leveling feet, so if when we go to set it down, if it's not on level ground, we can adjust it, make minor adjustments. There's also I've also made a crank so you can adjust the feet from standing up and not kneeling down.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's quite an elaborate cart. You'd be impressed when you see it. He also put the club's logo on the front of it, so it looks really good. I think everyone that uses the lathe would be very pleased and impressed.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's a nice lathe.
I meant about the cart. We had to buy some totes for Aspire. We took money from the $500 that was for Aspire. That was $87. So Aspire has $412.13 left. We still have $246.18 for the computer. Our ending balance was $2,798.68. Adjusted balance is $2,140.37.
Very good. Now, does that report go out to all members of the club?
No, I send it out to the officers.
Okay.
But if any member wishes to receive it, I'll be happy to send it.
Just a question, do we have nonprofit status?
We're working on
We're
that
still
right
working
now.
on it? When we get it, we're gonna wanna make sure that the storage facility gets our number, because I'm sure they're paying sales tax.
They have our number, because I needed it I needed the number when we filed for our incorporation. Right after that we needed the number. We had a number from years and years ago. I've been using that number. It seems to be not an issue.
It's a valid number.
Right, so it's still active, it's still good, so it's been not an issue. I gave that number to the storage facility, and that took care of that. And I had paperwork for the non-for-profit come to me where we had to fill out provide additional information. I sent that back, registered. It landed at the IRS on July 31st. So now I'm just waiting to hear back from them again.
Very good. Very good.
So it's moving along.
What's our membership at stands now?
Right.
People.
Right now our membership is 48.
Is that up or down from last year?
I don't know.
Sorry.
I think it's up a little bit, because I know we've picked up a few new numbers.
That's good.
Hoping to pick up a few more.
Very good. Okay, there won't be any updates on Aspire. Bob's on vacation, and we'll be in Aspire mode after the fair starting September. So we're good till then. Now, I know Nigel has a bunch of things he needs to bring up to date for Make-A-Wish, so I'm going to turn the floor
Right.
over to Nigel.
I'm not so sure that I do have a lot. Does everybody know that the Erie County Fair starts next week?
Oh, it does?
I'm going on vacation on Sunday night.
All right, good, yeah. I think we're in good shape. There's just a couple of shifts that I'd like to fill, but it's not the end of the world. If anybody is able to fill in a shift or two, please let me know. probably easiest if you just ask me and I can tell you which ones they are. We're gonna be loading, I'm really looking forward to the loading up from the storage unit because it's close to the fair.
When's that taking place?
That is happening Monday morning,
What time?
at 9 o'clock.
Okay. Do we need to put out an address if people wanna come and show up and help?
I've sent an address to all of the people who've signed up for that.
Okay,
If anybody else wants to be involved, just let me know. Yeah, and I think we're in pretty good shape. It's gonna look different. We've got a new table layout. The place is brand spanking new. They're terrified that we're gonna mark the paint on the walls, so we have to be careful about that.
oh, we are. Rusty will see that that happens.
We're gonna have 2 tents, so the scrollers will be in one tent and we will be in another. We'll see how that goes. And then it'll probably rain.
Bite your tongue.
Yeah. No, I think we're in great shape.
Good, excellent. I got a text from Bob just a few minutes ago, and he wanted me to mention that his President's Challenge for next month is a ring box. So
Why would that be?
it's got something to do with, he said some guy's coming in to do a demo on ring boxes tonight, so we should pay attention, he said.
Okay.
He said, I don't know if we can do that,
Yeah. Well,
pay attention that long.
yeah. Let's find out.
All right, that sounds good. Don't really have much here in the way of new business and old business for tonight's meeting. So I want to move right into show and tell. So if anybody brought anything in for show and tell, let's do it.
Show and tell.
Hey, Rick. You're in the way.
What?
You're in the way.
I'm always in.
Okay, just
Over here?
you're better now.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna do a demonstration on how to do this on a lathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife wanted me to make some cedar picket planters, cedar pickets, and so I did, and I ended up with a couple pickets left over. Saw a guy on YouTube that was making these. This can be made out of 1 cedar picket, which is about $3. So figured I made a couple of them up and see if people buy them at the fair. And if they buy 'em,
Nice. They'll sell. There were people coming in last year asking for birdhouses.
Yeah.
the way it's designed is you can lift the roof up so you can clean the mess out of it.
Yeah.
When you're ready.
Be very careful with cleaning the mess out. I can warn you.
I'm not gonna be cleaning the mess out of it.
Well, no, warn them because I had a good friend from the VA that removed a bird nest and he got meningitis from it.
Oh boy.
He died.
Oh,
Died. Gloves, yes. Because what they do, the birds, when they make a nest or in there, maybe, I don't know if you realize, but the way they hold the nest together when they bring all these sticks and put them in there, is they vomit on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was something else on it.
They've done that.
Maybe in the backside. you
I've
hit that.
cleaned it off my siding many times.
It's pretty nasty stuff.
Yeah, it is
Lovely.
hard to clean.
They're nice.
And then these, I've showed this before, these are those seed pod presses where you wrap a piece of newspaper. You use this to judge the width of the piece of newspaper you need, and then you wrap it around this, fold it at the bottom, press it on there, and you end up with a nice little pot that you can put your, whatever medium you like to plant in, and then you can take and, when you're done, when you're ready to transplant, you take the whole pot and put it in the ground, because it'll just biodegrade, it just disappears, or take it out. So this is what I was on, when I demo at the fair, I was gonna turn these but I wanna have a backup, cause I don't know if they're gonna sell.
Well, I think you have to demonstrate how to use them at the
Yeah.
fair.
Well, one of the things I was gonna do is, I was gonna put them in a Ziploc bag, because
We'll take
otherwise
them.
we're gonna have these things, they'll be like checkers. And, put a instruction sheet inside with a
Oh,
couple
nice.
pictures.
Yeah.
And, put it inside a Ziploc bag and sell them that way. So,
Mm-hmm.
anyway, so when I go to demo, if they're selling, I'll make those.
3
If
feet
they're
that
not,
way.
I'll make spatulas or
3 feet
whatever
that way.
we need to do.
I can't hear you.
3 feet that way.
I will,
Alright,
when he starts.
No, it's for the show and tell.
I went to help Bob several months ago. He has some friends down in Gowanda. Is it Gowanda? Somewhere down there, just Pennsylvania way. And we were actually getting a hickory log, and we got all the hickory in his truck, and driving out we saw a pile of beautifully stacked firewood. There was some ash in there, and so I found a couple of really nice little pieces of ash made of bowl. And this one is going to go to those folks who kindly gave us the wood.
Dave Hall, this is a combination ear ring and ring stand. It's made out of mahogany that came from Jim Hilber's, and the fibron came from Jim's too.
Very nice.
It's got a prick in it.
That's it?
It's gonna be
Okay.
a fast meeting tonight.
Pressure's on.
So now we're gonna do 50-50.
Only if I take a winning ticket.
Here, I'll read it. Okay, sure, I can't even read that number. I have red glasses, 862.
But it's upside down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
298105. We have a winner.
Okay. He gets 29, whoever won, and the club gets 28. Who is it?
Is that zero? Yeah, I think in dollars it goes back.
Yeah, whatever it was.
For your pal.
Okay, and there's
I
28
forgot to wear my sport coat.
Pete gets that. Now, do we want to take a 5-minute break and then have Nigel do his demo?
Or do you want to go straight into it? Either way.
Straight into it. Straight into it?
Wait a minute. Okay. One of the people that I watch regularly on YouTube is Tomislav Tomaszek. Love him. I think he's got a really good demeanor. I like how he explains things, and he's forever giving credit to his British-Australian mentor, Richard Raffin. And Tomislav, those of you who are watching him, you may know that he doesn't have a big lathe at the moment. He has a small one. So I can just see he's searching around for smaller projects to show. And last week he showed a ring box, which he says sell very, very well. And I immediately thought, at least two things, possibly three things. I could do that. Maybe we could sell them at the fair, and maybe the club could get involved. That's three thoughts. So I made a couple. This one I think is mulberry, and this one has a really nice fit. It's a little bit smaller than he suggested. This is about the size that he suggested. I overdid it with the fit. It's a little too loose. So the big idea that he had with this is you can start out with a piece of wood that's big enough that you can make two complete boxes, and he was thinking of it as a production run. And so unlike let me just borrow this for a moment. unlike most boxes where you would be cutting from the same piece of wood where you really want to have the grain match up, this grain is never going to match because the top is cut from that position so that you can work on the inside of the top first, and then you turn it around, and when you've cut this tenon, this post, by the time you've done that, you can see how far away you are from the mating point. So it seems to me that this is probably best for wood that it does not have any really strong characteristics. You're probably best finding a piece with very straight grain without a lot of color variation if you want the appearance of the grain matching pretty well. One of the tricks that he's employed, which I didn't do on that one, but I did do on the walnut, is just a little reveal between the top and the bottom, and that helps to break your eye so that you're not searching for every grain line to match. So his suggestion was to start with a piece that is 6 1/4 by 2 3/4 square. I have very, very few spindle pieces in my shop that are that size. This is 2 3/4 square. For me, that's approaching a piece that I want to make something else out of rather than a spindle. But so I found a few pieces. This piece of walnut is almost that size. This piece is smaller, but based on my testing, I think you can use a slightly smaller piece. So I've already rounded this, got this piece round and put a tenon on it because I didn't think you needed to watch that. I think you can do all of this with
underneath the chuck.
Oh, thank you. I think you can do all of this job with very few tools. You need a skew to get to round, and then a spindle gouge to do most of the rest of the work. I brought a lot of weapons just because I know I can't sharpen here. I'm never going to that thing. So let me just make sure this is still round. It's not, so I'll bring it back to round with the skew. So I'm going at about 1800. That's most of the time that's top speed for my lathe because I can't be bothered to change the pulleys. It's chattering a bit, but I think it is round. And you want to get the end nice and clean. This is actually going to be the inside, but still you're going to have a rim here that you want to be clean. So that's probably the only part that really matters. And I need a center. So again, I think what Thomas Love was thinking about was production, and if you're going to be in production, you're going to set up some gauges. If you're just doing a one-off, it doesn't matter that much, but it does make sense to think about what the height of each piece is going to be and try to match them. Please don't measure mine because I know they don't match. So this is going to be the height, and I want that now. I want to mark that now because the next thing I'm going to do is drill. Can you hear me through this?
Yep.
Ah, yuck. Let me see if I can do anything about that. That is going to annoy me all night. you never know where the problem is. Is it on the banjo or the bed? I thought I brought a block of wax with me. Ah, I did. I wouldn't normally use beeswax. It's a little bit sticky, but I think that's better than nothing.
You got 2 demos today.
I did who?
2 demos today. Late meetings.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just invested in another box of Scotch-Brite pads. They're quite nice for one of the last cleanups after you've sanded, but they also do take the little layer of oxide off the bedway really nicely. Oh, so much better. Okay. All right, so this is 5/8. I tested those ring boxes with my ring. I've got big fingers, it worked, and I tested it with my wife's ring, it does work, but I'm wondering if that post is just a little heavy. So down to 400 or so. So what I want to do now is I want to drill in just beyond. I want to drill in just beyond that depth mark. I want, so here's my, height mark for the box. I want to drill into about here. And the reason for that will become evident in a moment. So that is 28 millimeters, and I'm just going to put a little mark on the top of the drill stem. One of the things that, ooh, that's fun. One of the things that I read recently is it's a good idea when you're drilling with a Forstner to bring your, what is this locking lever called? Quill lock lever. So that it's just beginning to bite. It helps to take any slop out of the quill. And so long as the chips keep coming out, you don't need to back out. But as soon as they stop coming out, you should back out. A hot Forstner bit is a dangerously dull Forstner bit. All right, so having done that, now I need to remember this is the inside of the lid. It's not the outside. So this doesn't feel like I cleaned it up, but you know, I need to give one more. It's just chipped out right on the edge. I'm not always confident in cleaning up the face of a spindle with what's this thing called? Skew. Thank you. But you know, so long as it goes well, I'll use it. But if that's too intimidating, just use a yeah, use a spindle gouge instead. So now what I want to do is hollow, and if you look at those examples, it's hollowed out so that you want to leave some material if this is the top. So I need to aim for about there. It doesn't need to be any thinner than that. In fact, maybe I'll give myself a little more to work with. And I don't want that forcing a bit in my elbow. and use, use some kind of a back hollowing technique to come to the edge. And I have set a gauge for the thickness here. If I want to be sure, again, this is more for production running, but if I want to be sure that all of my pieces have the same, the top and the bottom have the same thickness, just set a gauge. So I'm going to come to that line because this technique gives you a pretty clean cut. And I can't see it here, but I can see it there. And then you can use, anything that's safe to, I wouldn't use the spindle gouge for this to measure, to see where you are. If I use this, I'm asking for a problem. So you can probably see some ridges in there. If I've got a good clean edge here, I'm just using a little bit of a shear scrape just to clean that up. Now I can come in and rest my bevel on that edge and sweep in. And that'll give a fairly clean curve, but you can see the ripple, which is a function of the the bevel. So that's a good time to go to a scraper. I've got just a little negative rake scraper here. And that's a nice quick way to clean up the ripples left from your gouge. I find like speaking, using words when you're working is surprisingly difficult for me. I think, I'm using a different part of my brain to do this, and then I have to think about how to say what I'm doing. I swear I'm usually more articulate. That's my excuse anyway. All right. Tool rest out of the way. I'm going to soften the sharp edge there a little bit, but you definitely do not want to, you don't want to sand in that hole. So I'm starting with the 220. I'm going to 320. And I'm going to finish with the 400. It's looking pretty nice. A quick burnish. And then some oil. Now, because I made a little bit of a slip with the gouge, I'm going to put that feature on the box side. I've got a slightly smaller skew that I much prefer for more delicate work. And I'm going to do a very light peeling cut to come into that. And that's about it. Okay, so now I need to remember what I'm doing. Okay, I did not bring a parting tool with me. And so I'm just considering which method I'm going to use for parting. And I brought everything but the kitchen sink. Is it sharp?
Couldn't tell you. You'll find out.
Bakers can't be choosy.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Using the grinder.
Yeah, I'm using the grinder. Woo! It's a joyride. I think maybe one of the wheels isn't balanced.
Just one.
It says high-speed steel.
Dean Cole's grinder is more permanent than that. You can see the work that he does.
Yeah.
Well, we wanted to make the music for you, but maybe we had a dinner.
So now that little hole that I drilled deep, this is going to be my guide for the tenon. And when I say that, that's what Thomas Love says. I found it a little bit tricky. So I want to estimate how long that tenon is, the peg, if you like. Let's say it's about that long. I can adjust later. So I can do a pretty aggressive peeling cut. Oh, okay, not that aggressive.
Yeah, he's had it in his teeth. Put your mask back on.
I was just thinking that.
Mask? Oh, damn it, yeah.
We have lots of paper towels in case you don't.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'll put the. I'll put the.
911 on my phone, so all I have to do is hit one.
I don't know that I'm going to be able to improve that. Does anybody have any?
Put your tail center in your tailstock and then bring it up, and you have a dimple there. You fine.
Thank you. I did remember to bring that.
There's one right there too.
Yep. That makes me think that my tenon is not well shaped if it.
Maybe it was dull too.
Hmm?
Maybe it was dull. Skew.
Dull tenon?
Skew.
Oh, skew. I sharpened. And I can't blame the intern. It was their day off.
That's why you play.
All right, well, I'm going to have to rework that. The diameter of everything's going to come down. That's going to make something else happen. All right. So where was I? A peeling cut. Close to that. And then the idea, now because this is off center, it's not going to work terribly well, but the idea is to peel in until you reach that diameter. But I'm not confident now, so what I'll do is put a little, just the smallest of bevels on this. And find out the old-fashioned way. That's really good. If it's burnishing, it's tight. And for right now, I want tight. So now I can transfer that length all the way along the length. And I think I need just a little bit more length, which is good because that peeling cut is going to give you a really rough surface here. So now I need to have a clean surface. I think I better I don't want to take too much off this because I think I'm already too thin here. So I'm going to aim for about here, and I think I can take that off in 2 passes. Three passes. This is where you want to be very gentle. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, now I have a jam chuck for my lid, and I can finish the lid. Just a very light pass to even them both out. I can see air between those, which I don't really want to see. Those 2 boxes, I put a little bit of a dome on that one. I quite like that rather than dead flat, which is another way of saying if you don't want to do a clean cut all the way down the face with the skew, don't use a spindle gouge and put a bit of a curve on it. You could do this with a scraper. So now I'm cleaning up that face. Remember that face was from the parting tool. My tool rest is too high. And now I'm pretty much flush with the peg. And it's at this point that if you want to put some kind of a bead or a whatever decorative motif you like, this is the time to do it. And this is the last opportunity to sand the top. I was so organized a minute ago. I'm starting with 320. It feels to me like it's pretty good. Oh no, I've got a little lump. There's a chip out here. It may be that it wasn't responding very well to the skew. So if a planing cut is not working, if you're getting a chip out, you may have to go to a very gentle approach. So this is not quite scraping. It's still a peeling cut, but it's a very light peeling cut to try to get around that flaw. Back to 320. $400. And oil. This rag is saturated, so I'm not lifting it out of the tub. I normally don't have it that wet. I can see that I've got an issue here with the top of my post because I forgot that I had the center in there. It's got a little hole. So that's now a feature. I didn't put any wax on the inside, but I want a little bit of wax on the outside. Okay, so the top is done, and eventually I'm going to loosen that, but not until the whole job is done. If it looks like I'm about to sand that, will you stop me from doing it, please? Okay, so now the inside of the ring box, I want to copy the thickness. There's my thickness gauge, and I want to copy the height. That's my height gauge. Oh, that is going to catch. I can just feel it. Again, I think there are several ways you could do this. I like this this spindle gouge for a lot of work. It has a good amount of stiffness, and so long as it's not too big to get in there, that's the one I prefer to use. For this job, it might have been a good idea for me to relieve the back a bit, but I forgot to do that. So I'm going to want to come straight down the post and into the wood and peel back to my line. This is a back hollowing. I'm not as adept at this as Joe, but it's a sort of a modified back hollowing. It really doesn't need to be any deeper than that, because if you think about, if you're going to keep 1 or 2 rings on there, does anybody have a 25 carat engagement ring? You might need more room for it, but I think that this is room for 2 or 3 rings. But I will go just a little deeper. I'm trying to find that line and go straight in there, picking it up, and then I'm going to arc around, up and back, and I feel like I'm about to lose control there, so I'm going to ease up, and rather than pushing my luck, I'm going to clean up that inner surface with a negative rake scraper. I'm watching here where I can just see my scribe line. And I don't want to go all the way around because I feel like I made a pretty nice cut with the gouge there. And I don't want to run my scraper into that post. That feels pretty good. I just want to see now, you know, the lid's going to fit on this way, but if I turn it around, I can find out what it's like further down. Yep. If I force that on anymore, I'm going to break this. How do you use this thing? Now it only ever needs to be on that far. I'm going to use the skew as a very gentle scraper here, starting below the critical point, and just I'm going to come up part way but stop. And now it's sanding. .220. I'm trying not to round this. It's quite, if the paper is just too bulky, make a smaller piece. And now I want to sand that post without getting up to the 220 will be too aggressive, I think, up here. And a 3, a 320. How much should we sell these for? Is this a $20 item at the fair? 25, 28, 27.50.
There you go. $27.99, so it's not quite.
Okay, great. You're going to be making change for that?
No, I wouldn't be outside.
Okay. All right, so that was 320, just a little bit on here, and then 400. And just a very light touch. I want to see how it feels. Yeah, this is the part that really matters. Ah, nice. I can just hear a little
Yeah.
pop. Now I screwed up. You know, when I was gauging this thickness, I stuck my point in here. I'm going to risk it and take a little more off all the way across to clean that up. I think what I might end up with is a slight disc shape, because that's a nasty little edge.
Careful, it sounds like a final cut to me.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I don't like the idea of gauging the thickness there. I think I screwed it up twice. That tells me something.
Oh, that's something too.
I have to remember that this is a little bit loose. This is a raffin trick. Have a few little bits around with a little hole. So I can now jam this without damaging the finished piece. You want to get rid of that because it drives you nuts. Now I should be able to cut those both without them moving. So you see, I'm just putting a little dip in there, and now I've got to make it look as though I meant it. Ooh, did you hear that? It's getting more and more expensive. I did bring a curved negative rake with a very fresh burr on it. It might actually do a nice job of matching that curve. There we go.
60 grit would have worked too.
Yeah, I forgot to bring that. And I think what I should do, because I've got this curve here, I think I should create the same curve on the other side to make it look as though I kind of sort of meant it. Like that. That's about right. Every time I think that's tight, it's not. The risk, of course, is that I've made the top too thin. For a lot of 180. I'm trying to stand a little bit out of the way of this dust. That top is spinning so easily now. I think that I probably have caused the fit to be loose. Come here. Yeah, it feels loose. Where's that excellent parting tool? I forgot to finish the inside, didn't I? Does this, so far anyway, seem like a project that is accessible? Okay. Part that off. I want to stay away just a little bit from that line because I know it's not going to be very clean. Now, if you were doing a production run, and I,
didn't have to.
hmm?
Joe asked if I had 911 for a call. I said I didn't have to.
Oh, okay. If you were doing a production run, what Tomislav was showing is you start your next one now. But whether, in this case we're not, but we'd still want to drill a hole, because that's going to be a jam chuck for finishing the bottom of the box. You want to make sure you go in deep enough to get that peg in. And depending on how well everything fits, you might find this is a little bit loose. Doesn't sound loose. I want to make sure then that I've got, I better make sure that I've drilled all the way through, because I might be having to knock this one out from the other side. That's where it matters to get this close to parallel. That's through. Okay. Want to get that out of the way. Really never like having a point there when I'm working. So I already have my line that should be fairly clean from before, so I can begin there. I want to make sure this is slightly concave. And then, you know, tart it up if you like. And again, that could be done with a scraper, with a gouge. .180. I don't know where my 220 is. I'll go straight to 320. Just when you fold the paper like that and make a little crease, you can get into those little details surprisingly well. And that oh, I've just seen a horrible tear out in the top. So what I'll do, I'll pass this around, but what I didn't see that until now. So what I'll need to do is jam chuck this, and copying this detail, I'll put another little bevel on there. And that is a ring box. Who wants to make one?
Now?
Sure.
Vaughn, and she was in BOCES welding. And the head person told her to bring her project over to the wood folks. And I got to do the thing. And I want to show you. But this is going to state.
Which camera? There you go.
I can-
This way. Oh, right there.
It's all metal.
Little truck.
Behind the cab are two bolts welded for twin exhausts. Bolts on the roof are lights. And thank you.
It's probably the one that's going around. Where's that one that I just made? Marty, I'm going to fix that mortifyingly embarrassing situation.
I didn't find it embarrassing.
You were not embarrassed.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, good for you. I suppose this works better if you plug it in.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. Ah, measured the wrong one.
In the joint. Yeah. You know something.
All right, let's try that again.
And then when it stops going, it's probably in about another 12 months. I'd say, what happened? Giving radiation.
Oh, there it is. This is because I'm rushing, isn't it? Why do I keep screwing that up?
I don't know if it's good luck or not, but. Yeah.
Can't seem to make this hole the right size. It's probably because everybody's watching.
Trip over and kill yourself.
I think I need to go home.
Especially when you get knocked down when you hit your head on a rock.
Why did they be repaired?
Which creek is this?
I was in Cass Public.
Hmm?
I was thinking, why did it be repaired?
It's that's probably what it is. I'll never get this out, will I? Okay, all of that just so I can touch this edge.
You can buy fish at
It's not going to let the bastard get me down. Stop. It was listed as mulberry. It was one of those pieces that Frank Stanko had culled.
I've got some mulberry at home.
Does it look like that?
Yellow like this, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he says it was mulberry, it very likely was.
No,
I mean, it turns beautifully. You can scrape it as easily as cutting it. A little bit, yeah. Of course it doesn't want to come off. Hmm? Well, yeah, but that's the finished product right there. That's it. No, I mean, it's it's never coming out.
Oh.
That's what I mean. That moved. That moved.
Yeah.
That moved. That moved.
I'll see you tomorrow, like.
I'm mostly doing sales, but I'm doing the next day.
Yeah. That's better. That's better. Hmm? I have a CBN wheel, and the platform is set at 40. This is a 40-40 grind, so I start there and roll over to 40, come back and roll over to 40.
Yes, I did.
With
I wanted to wait.
the spindle gouge, I'm starting at 40, and then I push it up the grinding wheel to that edge, bring it back down, push it up like that. So it's not on a jig, so you're always going to get a few little facets. And then I generally keep one side set at 40, the other side set at 20. So for my negative rake, I clean up this side at 20, and then I clean up that side at 20, and then I sharpen at 40. So I end up with an included angle of 60. And that lets me just keep those platforms set.
Hey guys, can I get some help getting everything put away? Getting everything swept up?
Yeah, I would be interested in some of the tools.
What? Yeah, well, do you? Yeah.
It's just a piece of black ash. Stabilized.
I'll take it if somebody else.
Boy, that's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
That'll make a beautiful pen.
Wait a minute. Oh, good. Quincy's still here. I cannot let Quincy leave.